Welcome back, everybody. We're joined by LSF Health Systems Associate Vice President of Clinical Program Operations, Erin Whitaker-Hawk. Well, thank you so very much for being here today. We really do appreciate your time. We haven't had you on the show for a little while. We really appreciate you being back.
Thank you.
All right, so today we're going to be, before we talk about LSF Health Systems' upcoming Zero Suicide St. John's Summit, can you tell me what the Zero Suicide is all about?
Yeah, so Zero Suicide is an aspirational but really an essential goal, right? And it is a evidence-based model that was part of the U.S. National Strategy for Prevention in 2012. And the goal of the Zero Suicide model is really for behavioral health and healthcare systems to create evidence-based suicide care pathways for folks who are struggling with suicidal ideation.
Okay, so how serious of a problem is suicide in St. Johns County?
Suicide in St. Johns County has risen sharply over the last 3 years. Even while state and national averages are coming down a little, it's going up in St. Johns County. We're not exactly sure why St. Johns County is seeing those sharp increases, but we are working really hard through things like the Zero Suicide St. Johns Summit to bring education to the community, to leaders, to businesses, to just the general population.
Yeah, absolutely. That's perplexing.
Yeah.
All right, so how can people and organizations be a part of the solution?
Yeah, I think one of the first things is educating yourself on the resources that are available, right? And so 988, the National Suicide Prevention and Lifeline, is great for folks who are struggling with suicidal ideation. It's also a beneficial resource for family members or loved ones who are trying to help someone who's struggling with suicidal ideation. In St. Johns County specifically, we have a program through St. Augustine Youth Services called Coaches that deals with youth who are struggling. And so you can learn more about kind of how they wrap around kids at sayskids.org. Okay. And then I think education is key, right? Suicide is really a community issue. 45% of individuals who have a suicide attempt make it to a behavioral health care or a healthcare provider in that month prior. That leaves 55% of people who don't make it. And so it can't just be healthcare providers, right, being a part of that solution. We're missing 55% of the folks. And so the Zero Suicide Summit in St. Johns County is really to do that, to educate the general population on the warning signs and how you can help.
Absolutely.
And you can learn about that at zerosuicidecommunities.org.
So tell us a little bit about LSF Health Systems, right? So tell us about the organization itself.
So we're a managing entity. We cover 23 counties in Northeast Florida, and our job is to fund and make sure we have a good safety net care for behavioral health. So substance use and mental health services we provide across 23 counties.
Wow. Okay, so if we have some folks at home that are struggling and maybe they need to reach out to you guys, where do we send them?
You can go to lsfhealthsystems.org, and then, you can learn more about our summit at zerosuicidecommunities.org. It's happening on August 12th, St. Augustine Embassy Suites.
Well, Erin, thank you so very much. I really do appreciate all the work that you do for this community and the 23 counties?
23 counties.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll be right back.